ImSecretlyMads. Hello! Welcome to Warframe. Now this game has sort of been my go-to game for the past couple of weeks. I still consider myself a beginner at the game, and I want to talk a little bit about the new player experience in Warframe and my thoughts on the game so far. So Warframe is a third-person shooter, hack and slasher, sci-fi adventure, loot fest. I'm not quite sure what to call it really, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. And it does have some problems, but we'll go through that in a bit. Now first of all, before we start and look at gameplay, I want to show you the options menu. Now bear in mind, the game claims to still be in beta. It's been in beta for quite some time, and also keep in mind that this is a free-to-play title. Now let's have a look at the options menu. First off, we have control options with customizable keys, both primary and secondary rebindable keys here, which is fantastic. A lot of different control options in general. Gameplay options here, we have your region, matchmaking, ping, different network options here. Chat, HUD, you can customize your HUD. Display, we have a lot of different graphic options here. Also note that the game runs fantastically. I do have a mid to high range gaming laptop, but still the game runs amazingly on high settings. Audio, lots of different audio options, different sliders of course for effect, speech, music volume and such. That's always nice to see. So yeah, the game has a lot to offer in terms of options, and as you can see, the game looks amazing. This right here is my Warframe. The Warframes in this game are sort of like classes. There are a lot of different Warframes depending on what you prefer as your playstyle. We can have a look at a couple of them here in my arsenal. Now, my Warframe here is called Trinity. It's a support Warframe, so it specializes in healing and giving allies energy. This one right here is called Volt. This is another one I have, and it's a starter frame. And he is all about electricity. Banshee right here uses sonic attacks and acoustic target detection. Chroma is a master of the deadly elements. Chroma can alter his damage output by changing his energy color. And he looks like a beast. Ember. Ember is a nightmare for light armored targets. Ember can superheat the air, which opens up surprising crowd control possibilities. Excalibur here is another starter. It's like a balanced frame with sword abilities, I think. Ivara, with her quiver of tactical arrows, this huntress prowls unseen and strikes without warning. Really, really cool, interesting designs on all of these different frames. Now what you see here in the little square here with the frame is a cost, and the cost is for platinum. And platinum is the premium currency of this game, but every single frame and every single weapon can be obtained without ever spending platinum. So there's a few of the frames. Also there are a ton of weapons to choose from in this game. Let's just have a quick look at a couple of them. This is the one I currently have equipped. It's a 4-barreled shotgun. How awesome is that? We have this Karak, which is a pretty standard assault rifle. We have a crossbow. You can get bows, which just look amazing. whatever this thing is. Dragoon. It's a flak cannon that sends volleys of intensely hot shrapnel ricocheting around the room. That's cool. And this one, I really want this one. Launches high velocity saw blades, tearing apart anyone unfortunate enough to be in their path. Another bow. Yeah, all in all, a ton of weapons, some incredibly weird looking alien weirdness. Yeah. So there's something here for absolutely everyone. And that's just the primary weapons. Let's have a quick look at some of the secondary here. This one is called Stug, and it fires a sticky, toxic, explosive compound. Just, well, sort of like a sticky grenade. Here we have dual guns that are a mix of pistols and blades. All kinds of different pistols. I have these awesome twin revolvers. A Tomos, whatever this is. Particle cannon that generates a condensed beam of superheated plasma. The Sestra discharges bolts of energy at an increasingly rapid rate. Cool. Oh, and you can have 2 of those. Nice. Throwing stars. The gamma core here is designed to quickly vaporize minerals for content analysis. Users discovered its powerful beam was equally efficient at dispatching hostiles. You can have some kunai as well. And here, like with the primary weapons, you have a lot of like alien looking stuff. You have this sonic crossbow, which I really want to try out. Some heavier looking kunai or throwing blades. And I haven't even unlocked all of the weapons here yet. I haven't even unlocked the ability to see all the weapons as far as I've understood. And finally we have melee weapons, which are my favorite thing to do in the game. Right now I have equipped a dual axe. I also have these dual heat swords, which look amazing. An axe and a shield here. Some sort of staff that looks awesome. And what is this? The Atarax, a multi-bladed whip that is adept at flaying skin from bone. Wow. Ooh. Dual kamas there. Really want to try those. Oh, and these ones look amazing. Swords, you have pretty cool looking fist weapons. Big ass sword, bigger ass swords. This one is amazing. It's a jet powered mace. Poison blade. Yeah. There's just, it's a lot. It's a, whoa. A lot of stuff. Now all of these weapons can be bought with real money, or you can grind them out with loot and parts you find during your missions. I'm gonna explain a little bit about how that works, but first I want to show you some actual gameplay. Now I'm gonna equip my max ranked weapons there for the moment and head into a mission. Now here we have our navigation console, which brings up all the different planets I have access to at the moment. There are a ton of planets to unlock, but these are the ones I have currently. We'll head into the void for the moment and go with a defense mission, I think. Yes. Now there are a lot of different types of missions. Some you just need to defend a point, others you're exterminating all the enemies in the map. Alright. Alright, so first of all you'll notice the aesthetic of the game is quite impressive. Everything looks amazing. And this is a free-to-play game. We're going this way, I think. And I can, as you can see, I can sprint around like this. And I can also do a slide, which looks, just this in and of itself looks quite great. But if I jump while I slide, I do this little acrobatic thing. And I can chain those together to gain some pretty hefty speeds. Let's see here. We need to reach this point here. This thing is what I need to defend. So this is a pretty simple mission with waves of enemies coming at this thing, trying to destroy it, and I have to defend it. There we got some enemies, and each Warframe has a set of 4 different abilities. The one you see me using here is oh, we cannot let these guys reach. So I think we'll go through each one of my abilities for the moment. So my number 1 is this thing, which stuns the enemy and makes him into a life well, which actually gives my allies health when they shoot him. Next ability on the list also stuns the enemy and makes him emit mana, or energy as it's called in this game. So it gives both me and my allies more energy, which is kind of neat. My third ability links me to my enemies, so that they take most of the damage that I receive. Wave cleared. We've cleared the first wave. Let's switch to the secondary weapon, shall we? And as a new player as well, it took me some time to realize what I could actually loot and what was the loot I needed. So on the ground here you can see some enemy laying on top of it, but there are these cylinders. These are materials for different types of weapons and stuff you can build. While these other things like this, whoop, it disappeared. This thing and that's actually a helmet from an enemy, but this thing is just ammunition. These blue dots are energy that I can pick up, but I don't need to do that. And the yellow glowing thing is what's called a mod. But we'll go over mods a bit later. So here we see ammunition. Like here I cannot pick this up, because either my ammunition is full or it's ammunition for a weapon I do not have. Wave cleared. No! Missed it. Alright. Another thing I can do is when I right click the mouse, it zooms in a bit, but if I do that while jumping, we go into this kind of slow-mo bullet time thing, which can cause some pretty epic looking moments. And if I slide and do my melee attack, I basically chop enemies in half, which is also kind of cool. Okay, let's take out our swords. Slice up some aliens, shall we? And now I can press the mouse button while I do my melee attacks to use energy to empower my attacks. Which I do some seriously heavy damage with that. And we're only on wave 3 so far, so this thing is quite easy still. And after 5 waves we'll have the opportunity to extract. And when you extract, you're basically just done with the level. But on some levels, like this one, you can go on as long as you want. And the longer you stay, the more or the better equipment and rewards you'll be getting towards the end. But the enemies will get progressively harder, and there will be more and more of them as well. I've shown you 3 abilities that my Warframe can do so far. The 4th ability is a massive heal that's group wide. It uses a lot of energy, but if I press it, you have both my shield and my health in the top right corner. When I press my ability, it replenishes. Now I should be getting the option to extract, yes.
Unless you can handle more of the... Very impressive, Tenno. You held them all back. Time to get out of here.
And here we get an overview of how I did, what I get, what my rewards are, stuff like that. And I think I want to talk a little bit about the progression system of this game. Now, you have sort of like an overarching level, an account level, if you will. If I press escape, you can see it here right after my username. I'm account level 4. Now to increase your account level, you need to level your equipment. And each piece of equipment has its own level. Like you can see here, my shotgun is rank 14. This thing is rank 10, my axes are rank 26, and my Warframe is max rank. Now by leveling these, all of these, your account level, or what the game calls mastery level, increases. And when you have maxed out the weapon, it's time to change out that weapon, because then it stops giving XP. So what do you do when you want a new weapon and you do not want to spend money? What we do is we go up here to the market, and this can also look a bit much for a new player, but for now we're gonna head to weapons, and down at the bottom we have 3 icons there: primary blueprints, secondary blueprints, and melee blueprints. These are the only 3 you're gonna have to worry about for the moment. All of this is if you want to buy with real money. So we'll have a look at melee blueprints, for instance, and here you see all the different kinds I can buy. Oh, I really want these. Look at that. That's fist weapons with saw blades. The blueprint itself costs 20,000 credits. You can see in my upper left corner I have 132,000 credits. Credits are incredibly easy to come by in this game. And you can see here what kind of items are needed to make these. I don't have even close to what I need here. Ooh, for this, the Atarax, the multi-bladed whip, I'm only missing one argon crystal. So as you can see, all the green numbers here is or are materials I already have. So if I get one more argon crystal, I'm gonna be able to make this. I could purchase it, but I like to look for something I can actually create right away. This thing I can actually create right away. Not quite sure about this one though. I'm gonna have to look through this later. So after you've bought your blueprint, you head down here to your foundry and you just basically select it here, and you can start building it. Usually it takes about 12 hours to build something. You can rush it if you want by, again, using real money. There's usually no need for that. At least that's what I've found. There are a couple of different machines there. This one is for mods, which I'll go through shortly. This is what's called a Kubrow. This is something I've just very recently unlocked. It's as far as I've understood, an animal helper, but mine isn't grown up yet, so I just have a Kubrow puppy for the moment. And when he grows up, he's gonna help me in battle. Now, mods are a way to make your Warframe and your weapon stronger. So for instance, I can go to upgrade here, and here, this thing as well, first time you have a look at this, it's a bit overwhelming. I guess I probably should have brought this up earlier, but one of the turn-offs of this game is that there are very little in terms of tutorials. Like, the game doesn't really explain much of this at all. And my build here is guesswork. When I reach endgame, I'm probably gonna look up a couple guides or something to see how to best build my Warframe. But for now, this is my build. I have Vitality mod here, which gives me 280 extra % health. Shield capacity here, plus 240%. Flow, which gives me more power, so I can use more abilities, power range, power efficiency. I chose all of these because I'm a healer, so I thought this might be the best way to go. I have Thieves' Wit here, which makes me spot loot easily. And these are all really nice and useful. And there are some I haven't even found yet, which is this thing, which is an aura mod. Not quite sure even what that is yet. I can unlock this, which is an Exilus adapter. I have no idea what an Exilus adapter is. The game haven't told me, so I'll keep that locked for now. It's important to upgrade your mods. If I click on mods down here, it takes us to another machine here, and I can see here the mods I have installed on my Warframe. And if I wanted to upgrade any of these, I could click it here, click Fusion, And in the bottom, no, in the top right here, we have auto contribute, which if I click this, it automatically takes in all duplicates you have of that mod. You don't need more than one usually, and inserts them, basically fuse them into this one. You see here the mod has an XP bar, which I can go here and fuse mods into that, and basically then by sacrificing mods I don't need, the mods I do want rank up or gain XP. We also have what's called fusion cores, and their only purpose, as far as I've understood, is to upgrade mods. So I can, for instance, use a couple of these and see how far I get. Actually, do I need all of these to upgrade it? Yes. Wow, almost all of them. You can see also they have different colors. That basically just determines the rarity of the mod. So you have common, rare, and basically epic, I think. Do we want to upgrade this to 30%? Yes. Yes, I actually do. That costs me almost 20,000 credits, but that's fine. These fusion cores are really easy to get a hold of, so I don't mind. And we can exit. Bear in mind, this whole fusion process and all that, the game doesn't teach you that. So you have to figure it out on your own. Which, in my opinion, is maybe the only reason why the game can still say it's in beta. They really need to figure that out. How to communicate all this to the player. And let's look at the navigation here, for instance. There are different kinds of materials that drop from the different planets. I'm not really sure if the game explains that, or if you're just supposed... Well, I guess that's sort of intuitive, but not everyone would understand that. And if I click Mars here, for instance, you can see the kind of materials that are available to you on the right side. And all of this, it's different missions. The ones that have a white line and are kind of blurry, those are the ones you haven't done, and the ones that are filled in are the ones you have done. And there are different kinds of levels. Like you see here, it says Mission Survival, Mission Capture, Spy, Rescue, Crossfire, Mobile Defense, and you have Arcwing missions. Arcwing is a contraption that basically makes you fly around space. It's kind of cool, but not as fun as the regular missions. You also have different factions. You can see here it says Faction Corpus, Faction Grenier, Corpus versus Grenier, and there is one more that I cannot remember the name of at the moment. And each of the different factions are weak against certain types of weapons, which means that probably for endgame content you're gonna have to look at what's the faction for the mission you're doing and then bring the weapons that best suit that faction. I think I might actually show you an Arcwing mission as well. Woo! Okay, so I entered one that's already going, it seems. I got a teammate. So this is the Arcwing, and we fly around space and destroy enemies. This is just a simple exterminate mission. I have 51 enemies that need to die, and that's it. Now the mission I did earlier, I did alone, but this game is a co-op multiplayer game. Best suited to play with friends. Shields, I probably should melee them. Now the arcing missions might need a bit more work. It looks cool, but it's a bit disorienting and it's just not as fun as the regular missions.
Mission
Go.
complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Another cool thing is that when you're in a group, you can see the other people's spaceships flying or hovering around outside of yours. And you just saw one guy leave the group and it flies away. So I'm gonna leave the group here as well, and he flies away. That's attention to detail right there. That's really cool. I'm gonna try and show you a group scenario. Maybe from something that's a little bit more difficult than what you've seen so far. Personally, I really enjoy the defense missions because I'm a big fan of the sort of horde style defense games. So we're gonna jump into one that we're a bit further into. Alright, so this is yet another defense map where enemies are coming from all directions here, and we need to defend this thing in the middle. It's a bit more hectic this time around. And these types of missions, if you go for a while, are great for farming mods, farming materials, and for leveling your weapons. So there we have another mod. Fantastic. Whoa! Someone needs healing. Oh, didn't notice him there. Close. Oh, more mods. Diamond skin. Here you can see my teammates on the right hand side. And I need to pay a bit more attention to that since I'm a support. But this level is still quite easy, so shouldn't really be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem before you get to I don't know, wave 20 or so. This is a really decent level design, I think. Oh, we lost one of the players. If you just quit before you get the ability to extract, you don't get any of the stuff you gathered. So you're not gonna want to do that. Look. show you this thing. So this fires sticky grenades. Oop, I missed it. There we go. No! My aim. So bad. Okay. Sticky grenade, grenade. Boom, yes. The thing with this game is that everything just looks so cool. Everything from the combat to the level design, movement system, the frames themselves. It's just so over the top all the time and you feel so overpowered. And yeah, it's just an amazing experience. However, you might say that the only thing you do from start to finish is grind materials. So you can buy new weapons. And yeah, that's fine. Because that's also what you do in, for instance, Diablo. Which, to be honest, I've never really been that big a fan of. I just find the combat much more enjoyable in this than in other loot grind games. You have so much control over your character. You can move so fast if you're good at the movement system. Like for instance, I bet I can make the jump over there to that platform just from here. Oh, oh yes. You can unlock what's called stance mods for your melee weapons, which unlocks a lot of different combos and stuff. Sadly, I have not unlocked any of those for the weapons I have yet. 10th wave as well. Too easy. I could go on for many waves.
Extraction is ready.
We're gonna extract at this
Unless
point.
you can handle more of
Now look at all this stuff I gathered from this. Look at all these mods I got. Oh, stance mod for machetes. Yes, I think I already have this. Too bad. There's also a PvP system in the game. I think that's this thing. And not tried it, not gonna try it in a while. I don't think a lot of people play PvP here. That's not really why you play this game. And if I were to enter PvP combat, I think I would get crushed immediately. All the people there are probably top specs in every possible way. There's also a guild system that I haven't quite figured out yet as well, so I still have a lot to learn. But the things I've seen so far, even though I had to check a lot of guides and the wiki and stuff like that to understand how they work, it's really enjoyable. This game is kind of like when your friend tells you that you need to watch a certain TV show and you tell him that you tried to watch it, but the first season was terrible. And then he says, yeah, well, the first season is terrible, but you just have to power through that. And then it gets really good from season 2 and 3 and so forth. It's like, this game is like the 2005 Doctor Who reboot. If you ever tried watching those very first few episodes, especially the very first one, you've probably just thought to yourself, this is crap, never gonna watch this again. But like with this game, I promise you, it gets a lot better. I think that's it for me for now. I might return with more videos on this as I learn more about the game. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!